All right, welcome back to another episode of the Crease Dive. Today is Thursday, August 29th at about 1:30 p.m. while we're recording, and people are getting ready for Labor Day weekend. Kind of crazy. We're watching on Rumble YouTube right now. Kind of a crazy background to shirt design, but I'm Doogs, joined by intern Nest. Jordy couldn't make this week. We were trying to find times for all of us to meet, but between the kid, between jobs, between just everything going on in between, it's tough to find the time this week. So sometimes it happens, but we'll get him on next week. Nest, how you feeling?
Can't complain, Dukes. Listen, it's playoff time. I'm always in a good mood come playoff time. Summer's coming to an end, but that just means football season's right around the corner. So as much as we love lacrosse, everyone loves football. But I'm excited. I'm very excited for this weekend. Headed up to Boston. We'll be seeing you up there. And this is kind of your turf up at Gillette Stadium, no? I feel like being the Patriots fan and, the who's the MVP what a MVP should have could have been up in Gillette last year. I'm just excited to get touched. I've never been, so I'm happy to be a little tourist.
Yeah, Gillette's awesome. I again, you said it last time. I really think this should be the benchmark to the summer season. It would be so awesome. But yeah, you got like the Stars and Stripes Classic at 1 p.m. on Labor Day Monday, 4 p.m. Carolina Chaos versus Boston Cannons, then 6:30 p.m. Outlaws versus Whipsnake. So that means the last time we saw you, we had a little break in the action. The number one seed out west is the Archers, where Salt Lake looked like an awesome atmosphere. That it felt like a playoff game. That Denver and Salt Lake really shut everyone the fuck up with why you have two fan bases so closely aligned and not hotbeds. So hand up, I was wrong about that. And then Atlas obviously had that one seed wrapped up in the East for what felt like quite some time. But I'm very excited to get up to Boston Monday morning. In the midst of marathon training, going up to Boston is going to be a battle. But yeah, let's just get into some shit that's been going on in the lacrosse world. I think we should just clear the air first. There's not much to really talk about this episode. I think this will be fairly quick, probably like a 15 to 20 episode. Just preview, maybe some championship picks before the playoffs. But straight into it, Jake Carraway, PLL Water Dog, retired. One of the all-time greats at Georgetown. He tucked in Carraway with the Atlas, got dropped, picked up by the Water Dogs, kind of rejuvenated his career in a way, just because he had like one season where he was like in and out of the roster with the Atlas. But yeah, Carraway retired, which kind of sucks. I don't know the reasoning. I mean, I know lacrosse can kind of overtake summers, lives. You kind of want to advance your life. Maybe this is just nothing to do with actual love of the game or anything, but just job, family, something like that. I've no idea, but all the best to him. He had a hell of a career. He was inches away from having the game winner last year, if you remember, in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it was close last year. Absolute legend, really good guy. Got to see a little bit of behind the scenes with him and Doogs. Him and Doogs get a little chirpy, a little fun. Good guys there. So being able to see that, meet him behind the scenes was cool. I had to, just full transparency with everyone. I had to do a huge look in the mirror. Do I know how old Jake Carraway is moment when he retired? Because I was like, I could have sworn he was young. He graduated right around 2020 or however old he was.
He's our class.
And I was like, is he? There's no way he's 38. I was like, am I missing something here? Has he just been in the league forever? So, yeah, early retirement, his production was certainly there. But like Duke said, I mean, you just never know. It takes up your summer. So wishing him the best going forward. And just what a career overall. It's good to see. So,
yeah.
I don't care.
In and out of the roster, I don't know if the tyranny thing had anything to do with it. This is all just speculation. But all the best to him going forward in all his endeavors. He had a fucking hell of a career, 3-time All-American at Georgetown, absolutely lit it up. I feel like he's one of the people that really put them on the map, like him, Craig Burge, Morocco, but all credit to him. And then in other news, going into the playoffs, we got right into it. Game number 1, Jack Rowlett suspended. PLL put out a statement that I'll pull up for anyone that's watching on Rumble or YouTube. Let me get there really quick. But basically, it was a hit that happened on. Here it is. And then I'll read it out for all the people that are listening on the audio. But here's the message. Carolina Chaos defenseman Jack Rowlett has been suspended 1 game for on-field misconduct, unnecessary roughness in the Chaos game against the Boston Cannons Friday, August 16th in Salt Lake City. The PLL Disciplinary and Conduct Committee has determined that Rowlett made prohibited contact to the head and neck area of a defenseless player, and his actions were dangerous and avoidable. Rowlett will serve his suspension for the Carolina Chaos' game against the Boston Cannons at Gillette Stadium on September 2nd. So that's obviously a huge loss for the Chaos right off the bat going into playoffs. Not what you want. Nest, do you know what the play I'm talking about by any chance?
I'm a little. I feel out of the loop, especially against my Cannons. I feel like I should know this. I mean, Rowlett's everywhere. I feel like I see a lot. He's always getting into it. I must have missed this one.
So obviously, like this is, I'll stick up for you a little bit. This game wasn't that important in the grand scheme of seeding.
Correct.
So I mean, the Salt Lake City that there was one game that I was like, all right, I'm really tuned in for, and it was the Archers Outlaws game on Sunday or Saturday, whatever, the second day of the weekend, which was awesome. But here it is. Do you see it right now?
I've seen this hit. Yeah, I know exactly what's about to happen, and he comes in right there.
Yeah.
It's not great, but all right, yeah, it's the second angle's pretty. Everything looks worse in slow motion. Just a sussy for the playoffs, though. That to me is a little crazy for someone who's not like. I don't think Rowlett's like a crazy malicious like headhunter. I know he's a scrappy dude. He goes really hard. I've seen him just in it a lot. But I don't know. I thought he got suspended for something else when you mentioned that. I don't know. How do you feel? I'm up in the air. I don't think it's a playoff game sussy. Regular season maybe, but playoffs that's fucked.
Yeah, I think that
that's coming from a Cans guy.
When you look at it, I think it probably was the right call.
Okay.
And I hate to be on that side. I think that in a playoff game, you want your best players to be playing. But in real time, when I saw that hit, I was like, I remember having to take like, wow, he might get suspended for the playoffs. So if I had that take 2 weeks ago, and then it happens now, why would I be shocked? Why would I then flip flop and be like, he was wrong? It just sucks. It just sucks. It's the playoffs. But like again, you have to play smart in those last regular season games, knowing that could happen. Now, I need to see if Rowlett's been suspended before. 1, 2, the Chaos in general bring like a fucking attitude to them where I don't know. I do think it was like if you go by the rule book of defenseless player to the head and neck area, that was as clean cut by the book as it comes.
Correct. Yes, you're not wrong about that at all. Did this announcement come this morning or yesterday?
This morning.
Okay. So that's where I think my problem lies. Is like you said, 2 weeks ago, hit happens. I'll be honest, when I saw it, I do think it's a dirty hit. I'm just not seeing I don't know. I think it should be you should have to do way more, in my personal opinion, to get suspended for a hit. I know it's dirty. You can lock him in, maybe fine him. I'm fine with a fine. He's going to lose.
I've seen your highlight tape, so I'm not surprised you're on this side.
Oh, okay. Well, first off,
you put it out there.
Well, this is crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I just and again, it's against my Cans. I feel like I should be a little more upset, but like I don't think it was the craziest thing I've seen in a PLL. Like if you can throw a punch, like that's at least in the field of play what he's doing there. I don't love it, but the hit in the champ series that the Cannons had in the championship was pretty fucking dirty too. When you slowed it down, it got real right in the head and neck.
I'll say this. I actually would have felt more comfortable as like a viewer. I think that the fact that it was an extension to the head, like if he just put his shoulder right through. That's why this is a lesson for everyone out there. You just fucking lead with your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the wait, let me pull this up. This is what I was thinking of.
While you're pulling that up, the more I'm thinking about it, because I'm not watching it, I'm just replaying it in my head. He really does like fully extend straight to the guy's neck, and I do get that. So that brings me to the second point of them waiting this long to suspend him is crazy. It happened so long ago.
I don't know. Is it anything to do with? Is it anything to do with the fact that they're playing the Cannons again?
That's what I'm saying. To me, that seems ridiculous almost. If it does, I don't think it does. But to me, that's a huge win for like a huge boost for the Cannons. I know the Chaos are gonna like rally around it, like they have a guy that's gonna step up. But I mean, you're missing a guy who's on the field for you the whole game, and so I don't know. Maybe
I have to find this. It's okay. It's the Schellenberger. It was Schellenberger against the Chaos in Charlotte.
And he got was it Rowlett?
And it was
I know, and he is like when he shoots and he gets kind of popped late, he kind of flies. I think it was. I'll look it up with you real quick too. I think it was Rowlett. Are we thinking?
It was, but I'm trying to find it so I can give people context.
I'm gonna do the classic search both their names and Twitter.
That's what I did.
Nothing.
Huh. Good podcasting, but it was. Oh, it's gonna kill me.
Well, I will continue to dig with you as we continue to talk, but I don't know. To me, that's why I was so confused. You mentioned the suspension, and I was like, well, what could have possibly happened? And at the time, I was like, maybe he failed a drug test. Maybe he did this. Maybe he said something. And none of those things were true. And then you said it was the hit against the Chaos, and I'm like, what the fucking hit? You pull up the replay, I know exactly what you're talking about. It just seems – I hope they knew earlier, because imagine if you're the Chaos.
It definitely did.
Like, imagine if you're Rowlett and you're waiting 2 weeks. Like, he at least had to have known they were, like, discussing it, because if he didn't and they just, like, call him up and, like, yo, by the way, you're fucking not playing this weekend, I would blow a fuse if I was in his shoes. Again, not condoning dirty play.
You had to know that it was on the table for a while. At the very least.
Yes, I would hope so. I'm taking your word for it.
I'm gonna find this.
You're digging so hard. So,
dude, this hit was insane.
It was. I mean, Rowlett's. I'm not gonna call him a dirty player, but he's a scrappy dude.
No, he's one of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah, he plays the game like very hard, which a guy like me likes.
Okay, let me see. Let me see this. This might be it.
It was like going for a while. I'm surprised we can't find it.
There has to be one more. Wait. Okay. Yeah, it's great. This is crazy. Like this. Then actually, now that I know that they didn't suspend him for this, he should want.
It's gonna be. I just know it.
If you have, what did the rule say? Let's go back to what the rule said. It was like I don't know, but just it's crazy. This is
for those who aren't watching, we're gonna.
You got to go.
Did you? Where were you looking? Were you on Twitter? Yeah. Oh my God! Is there another? Even he. Yeah,
like you could see the elbow.
And he goes right at his neck. So late, dude. Look, if you look, Blaze is looking at the ball in the goal by the time before Rowlett has initiated contact.
It's out of his stick. It's in the goal right there.
He takes. Schellenberger's like, no shot. This dude's about to hit me.
Which I get for like a welcome to the league moment. Like, I'm not like, that's the thing. Is like, I'm
not against it.
Respect to Rowlett. Like I think that like you always like send messages or whatnot. It's just I'm not going to pretend like I'm like shocked by it. That's all.
That's
Now
fair.
let's dive into let's dive into the actual game itself. Cannons versus Chaos. I'll pull up the odds right now. Nest. Let's talk about before we even get into that. Let's just look at overall
championship odds.
Championship odds.
I wonder. I'm gonna just blind guess here. I think it's gonna be Atlas the favorite. Atlas are gonna be plus 250. Cannons plus 300. Atlas plus 300. Chaos plus 400.
It's literally up.
Oh, all right. Whoa, the Cannons are plus 475. They don't believe. It's like the same value.
Crazy. I have them plus 500 from beginning of the year.
Same. You and I. I have that. I got on that like multiple times. I'm like, I feel like I didn't get the value I deserve now. All right, that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna get on them again for sure. Who do you
what's
like?
The path? So I'm okay. Then that's I'm gonna ride with the. I'm riding with the Cannons.
Okay, which is you were on early.
Just because I have I honestly, if it's the Cannons, I don't really care. If it's not them, like I don't have like a second place team like I'm rooting for. Like I'm riding with my bet. I'm thinking. So I guess I would take Cannons plus 475. I do think that they're gonna win it. I know that we saw in the last game that they experimented. Pat Cav supposedly is feeling more comfortable coming out of the box this year rather than the lefty attack spot. So they tried working Campbell at the lefty attack spot, given how good he is with both his hands, how well of an outside shooter he is. I think they might experiment with Aslanian down there, which I'm all good with. If Pat feels most comfortable coming out of the box, I actually don't mind that because we saw how lethal he was at Notre Dame playing that top spot on the man up. So like the fact that you have a feeder like Asher down low with the feeder like Pat from up top, I do like on paper what that looks like. Now, do you put Matt Cav at that lefty attack spot? You might not have gotten the production you wanted from him out of the year, but is he like Campbell had the least production of his season when he was playing attack? So like finding that balance of who's going to take that last lefty attack spot will be interesting to see what the chess pieces are.
I don't love just because I think Campbell brings so much value from up top. Like I think,
I agree.
Like it's not even like he could almost be like at his best at attack, and I don't think it's as good as his like just average game up top because his ability to blast a two ball is crazy. And I don't know the statistics, but I'm assuming that most the two balls are coming from midfielders based off the 15-yard arc, and it's just especially that lefty wing. Like almost every two bomb comes from up top. They're rarely scored from the sides. Should almost just be a straight line across. But the arc is sick. I think he should play up top. I don't know. I don't have an answer at attack. I don't know what to do.
My one thing is I don't think that just like it's a two bomb threat from attack, like because you are right, but I do think just having a natural person that can extend the field, in the offense of the Cannons play,
fair.
Because I mean, like Marcus is so good. I mean, Marcus can play inside, outside. He can do anything. I mean, he's fucking ridiculous what he does for.
He's always he finds his way up top a lot out of all the attackmen. He's always at the top of that arc.
And then he'll get inside, off the movements, and he could score inside right off the crease with his quick hands.
He never stops.
Yeah. So I mean, with that said, I like the Cannons, and I wish that like if it was the beginning of the season and they were experimenting with Campbell at the attack spot, I wouldn't hate it as much. Honestly, you get someone comfortable down there, or you're messing with some other pieces down there to see what works best. If you think that Pat runs out of the box the best right now for your offense, I think it's interesting, but I think it's too late to try to experiment with one of your best midfielders.
So like if you're making that call, what do you just tell?
I would honestly
listen. It's one of you two. Like one of you's got to figure it the fuck out.
They have Will Manny.
I was gonna say sneaky Will Manny,
who hasn't played yet for them.
I think I saw him post.
I think personally, what I would do. I think Aslanian, and you got to look at that roster. On paper, I don't know how they're going to do this with playoff rosters. on paper, I like put Matty Cav down there, Pat out of the box.
All right, that's fair. Again, I
do think that it's Will Manny or Pat Cav. Will Manny or Matt Cav.
You think let Pat Cav be comfortable where he wants to be coming out of the box, probably.
Yes, I think that. I don't think, like, again, you're not going to get the point production that he had coming out of the box. Obviously, his midfielders never matched Tackman's point totals, but, like, that doesn't mean that he's not productive out of the box or that he's not a threat out of the box. You don't have to keep him serious out of the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like,
I think it's going to be a good one. I wonder what that defense for the Chaos is going to look like without Rawler.
Yeah, probably Posey. Jack Posey, Penn State Ed. Probably Posey, Bowen, and Newman. But again, Blaze could steal any game with any three people in front of him. You put the three blind mice in front of him, and he probably could win you a playoff game.
He's the only he scares me the most. I mean, I know Entenmann's great. Like, I'm never going to take anything away from him. It's just Blaze is so. I say it all the time. He's so consistent that that's what worries me. Is if Blaze is just so hot, then Curse has to match that, which is he's capable of. Curse, key to the game. I actually think Curse needs to come out hot early. He's been on fire in the second half of games. On fire. Like, I would love to see the last 3 games second half save percentage. Probably astronomical. First half, Kirsty just needs to lock it in. Be loose. He knows what to do. Excited for him.
For what it's worth, I think Blaze is the best goaltender. I think he's the best player in PLL history. Like, out of the formation of PLL.
Like you're saying, just PLL players? Not
from the inception of the league, he's the GOAT, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do a intern task. I want to see how many games he's had below 50%. I bet you it's crazy low, which is my benchmark. Like, if you're at 52, even that's like a pretty good game. Once you go below,
I even think just off percentages, like depending on how many shots you're seeing, because like some people will let you just like let it fly. I think 50 is a good benchmark. I even go 48 or below. It's like 48 or below to me is like a bad game. 48 or above, I'm like, all right, it was okay.
And then like once that's when then you get into the 60s, you're like, all right, like.
And in college, I always go 50 or above.
Yeah.
But going off that, I think Entenmann is right there for number 2. Like, I think he's
so good. He really is.
He's unbelievable, and he has that chance to like take over Blaze eventually. Because what he's been doing as a rookie is fucking crazy. He's had in my head like one pretty bad game where it was like the stats got deflated because it was like the end of the game and whatever. We talked about that before.
Yeah, when you're getting shelled, It's sort of like the game's over. It wasn't like he had a bad game, then they lost at the end because he kept having a bad game. It's like they were getting fucking shelled. It was over.
So
I mean, he worries me in the playoffs too. Like, I mean, he's the same kind of guy where he could just snap.
So yeah, I'm gonna take I won't even take the game because I'm riding the Cannons and there's no real value there. But
yeah, I might sprinkle. I
might sprinkle the under.
I think we talked about this last time. I think it was the same over under last week in Salt Lake, and you took the under and I took the over. I forget, and I think the under smacked. So we'll see. I'm probably just gonna stay off it like Doogs. I'm good on that.
Then we got 6:30 Outlaws versus Whips. Outlaws plus 1.5. And you can see the money line in the overs right there. Over under 24.5. Outlaws money line plus 105. Whip Snakes minus 135. Nast, what's your play?
I feel like we're gonna be together this weekend, rooting together, Doogs, and that's rooting for the Maryland Whip Snakes. Not the best value at minus 135, but still sweet enough for me to hit it. I'm gonna take that money line. I'm gonna run with it. I mean, they're dangerous. They got so hot at the right time. Coach Stagnita is he's just got the boys buzzing over there. It seems like the vibes are high in the Maryland Whip Snakes locker room. Like basically the opposite vibes of the Philadelphia Water Dogs. They're opposite ends of the spectrum. So give me the Whips, and I'd be damned if you're gonna go against that.
It's tough.
Then again, we both kind of like almost disrespected at least me. I'd say me. I slept on the Outlaws this year, sort of just didn't take them seriously, and now here they are just right in our face, primetime playoff game, first round.
Last time they played, it was 16-9. Look, I'd say this. I think the last time they played was in Denver. I'm going to go with Denver.
Wow. I wonder if
Based off this, I agree with everything that you're saying. I think I'm going a little contrarian here. I wouldn't fuck with young guys right now in the first playoff game. Like you might say, like take the experience. My thing is, don't fuck with guys that have nothing to lose. Whipstakes.
Yeah.
I wonder how the week, like the fact that they got the bye the last week, how it'll affect them. No, that they also have another week off. That's 2 weeks off, and they haven't played since the last time that they played. The last game was against the Outlaws. I know, like the older players might enjoy that. It's a lot to balance. What the Outlaws are getting out of their young guys, like Graham Bundy's a fucking sniper. I've been so wrong about the Outlaws all year. This might be like the biggest year that like at EKB, like I do not know ball, and unless like the Cannons somehow win it, like because then it would be like wow, like one of the largest future that I've placed on a PLL team would hit, which would be like hilarious. Because I think that like percentage wise this year, like gambling, like units wise, I'm down, but I'm gonna take the Outlaws. I'm gonna take the Outlaws.
I don't hate that logic you came in with there. I would just, out of respect for the Cabrini boys, school starting up, I have to root on Cross Frere's downfall. I have to.
And I'm just going contrarian. And look, it's like why shouldn't I buy the hype? I've been wrong about them all year. And I think Brennan fucking like shoves his cock on like people like every single time that he plays. Like it's like he's one of my I went from being like this fucking Brennan O'Neill hype is like so overblown, like just like it's week 2. Like, yeah, he had like 8 goals in one quarter, but like Jesus, like let's see it. Like this is the best I've seen him play since high school. Like this brand of and he won the fucking Tewarton and World Games MVP.
Yeah, when I saw him score the one-handed goal on Krebs,
he's just having fun.
Yeah, like that to me was just
playing loose. So
yeah, that was just that confirmed to me. I was like, he's way more than everything than everyone talks about him to be, and then some. So yeah, they're dangerous, but I'll be rooting against them. So it is what it is. Sorry, BO. I think that's what people are calling him nowadays. That could be the worst nickname in sports. BO. Crazy that people call him that. I know it's his initials, but that's crazy.
I'm gonna look for, and then we're gonna end the show. Basically, here's some injury reports we'll pull up. Let me present some injury reports, and then I'll pull up so we got Asher, Rawl, CVR, all questionable. They'll play. Nick Rowlett, he'll play. Jesse Bernhardt, AC separation, but he's questionable. That would be a big get back. Mike Manley, right thumb pain, he'll probably play. Yeah, Jake Bernhardt, he'll play. So yeah, like it's all people. It's playoffs. They'll play.
Yeah.
And then I just want to check for. I want to see if I can find the bracket. Do you know where I can find the bracket?
I think PLL Instagram might put it out, or Twitter.
Yep.
I saw it online. Yep. For those.
Yeah, I would put this as Cannons being the Chaos, Cannons being the Archers. I have Cannons Atlas in the championship. Cannons taking it home.
Yeah, I'm like right around the same boat. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a Cannons Whipsnakes final.
Would not either. I would not either.
Because, like, I really thought the Whipsnakes were dead. And the part that makes me think they're really dangerous is Rambo hasn't been playing that well. Rambo hasn't had a lot of points. But guess what? I mean, he loves playoffs. He loves big moments. Even in Villanova, playing in front of all of his hometown fellas, he doesn't have the best game ever. But guess who scores the game winner? Just gets the ball, uses his body, dunks it. So, like, I think you're almost in a good spot when you're peaking and one of your best players, no longer their best player, one of your best players is not playing his best. Because that just shows that everyone else is on. And it's like you're not gonna keep Rambo down for 3 straight playoff games. He's not gonna, if they do go, I think he's gonna play a part in that. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think it's really really talented year this year in the playoffs. I feel like there's not like a clear head. Like I feel like in years past, it was kind of the water dogs were always, hey, you can bank on them being there. And now it's like they're out. So now we got some freshies in there. So we'll see.
So funny that you have that brand because you started really following the PLL like last year. Like
they won it and then they went.
No, I know. It's just very funny that you have, because people would probably say like, oh, like you could always count on like the Chaos making a run. Like, oh, you could probably count on the Whip Snake making a run. Like the two teams
with the most are probably the Chaos and the Whip Snakes, I'd say, in history of since the PLL started.
Right. Like the Outlaws when they were the Chrome, they had one good year.
Yeah.
Which was 2020, 2022, 2021.
And then
the Atlas had one good year, which was like bet with Ben Rubior, and then they didn't really do anything. Yeah, but like it's all. I'm looking forward. I think this will be the first championship game for two teams this year.
Wow, that'll be. I'm excited. I am.
That's all I got. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're following us everywhere, subscribing, liking, sharing with your friends, listening up. If you're going up to Boston, come say hello. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Summer is over. You want to play your best ball in September. Ness, anything else?
Just have fun. Everyone keep smiling, and we'll see you boys up in Boston.